Today we will discuss about the forecast releasing. Like now, we are finalizing the forecast, taking the history, and we are generating the statistical forecast. And from sales and marketing team, they have added the event promotional values. And in the consensus meeting, all business heads, if anything is required, they are doing the manual correction. Then we have the macro like a forecast plus promotion plus manual correction is equal to calculating as a total forecast. Now this total forecast we are releasing to SMP and we can transfer to R3. If you want to send to SMP or PPDs, that we can call as a release, and if you want to send to the ECC, that we can call as a transfer technically. So here the prerequisitions for the releasing the forecast is one in the MPAS. We should check that material and the location at the edit. If you go to the MPAS, right click, go to the display, and in the edit assign product and location should be 9 Matnar and 9 Lokano. Like whatever the product and location you want to release, so that should be updated here. That is one prerequisition. And another one, like whatever the master data you want to maintaining in the demand planning, that should be available in the SNP and R3. Then only you can able to release or you can able to transfer. And for transfer R3, we have other settings also. Anyway, that I will cover into the SIF classes. Like once DP is completed, then we will start in the SIF. Then we need an integration between ECC and APO system, and we need to do the configurations. So after the configurations then only we can able to transfer the forecast from APO to ECC. So that part anyway we will cover later. Now we will see the releasing the forecast. Releasing the forecast is only to SNP and PPDS purpose. And here for the releasing of this forecast, one is the master data, that assigned product and location should be there. And second thing, whatever the product and location values we are maintaining, say for example P1 and L1, so the same master data should be available in SNP side. Normally this master data we are creating in via SIF, like whatever there in R3, via background jobs we are updating into the APO. Really we will not create any master data in the real time. But here for practice purpose we will create it, and I will show you very detailedly what is the master data, what are the fields are there, everything will be covered into the SIF and SNP type. Now just I will show you overview only, how to maintain the master data. Go to the APO, go to the master data. First we need to maintain the location, then we need to maintain the product. We have to follow the sequence. So first I can go to the location /SAP APO log 3. So here our location is the L1. So I will give the L1. Go to the display. So L1 is not existing, so I will create as a location. So here what is the location you are creating in the APO? The location is not like a single word, either it is a plant, it is a DC, or it is a shipping point, or it is a transportation point, like that. Customer, vendor, all this will come as a locations. So based on the location type, I can differentiate the location. And normally the demand planning we will release at product and DC level. SNP will start planning at from this level, whatever the demand it is having at DC level. So it will plan it to plant level, how to manufacture it.
And then if you're transferring data from ECC into APO, will be also transfer of the vendors, customers?
No. Actually,
we observe as locations in APO.
Yeah. No. Actually, you are asking the master data transfer from ECC to APO?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How it just
Yeah, we will transfer everything. We will transfer everything. Customer, vendor, like anything we can transfer it. And remember, master data always only one way, like from ECC to APO, not from APO to ECC.
Only transaction.
Yeah, transaction data two ways. And I will show you in the fifth class like how to transfer all the master data. So I have the detailed document also. I will give it, no problem. So I will take as a distribution center, because normally forecast we are finalizing at the DC level and sending to the S&P also DC level. So they will start the forecast based on this DC demands. Now go to the create button. I will put like APO location, and I will give only mandatory fields like a UTC, time zone, priority I will give one, and address I will give as a I will give US, and in the SNP I will give the category group like a deployment ATT ATR I will give. Anyway, in the SNP class I will explain you everything, each and everything fields I will explain you why we have to maintain, what is the use of the fields, everything you will cover into the SNP time. So just like it's like a high level how to create a location. And once we have created the location, we need to assign to the model. In the APO, like whatever the model is nothing but like a master data, and whatever the version is nothing but like a transaction data. Like all like whatever the we want to do the planning in the APO, we need to assign to our model. Like we are using the model as 000 and version also 000. These are the active model and active version. Like at any point of time, system having only one active model and one active version. But why we are using the other models and other versions like inactive for the simulation purpose, like a testing purpose. Say for example, for planning I can run three type of engines: heuristic and CTM and optimizer. So I can run with different plannings in the inactive version, and I can feel okay, this model is fine for this product, then I can run into the active version. Like that, for testing purpose we can use the inactive version. Now to select this model and select this button so that it will assign to the model. So now this location is assigned to the model 000. Now I will create the product. To create a product, go to the product here /SAP APO M81 MAT1. I will create a product 1 P1 and create specific to location L1. Always product is specific to the location. APO product. Like in R3 also, like we will tell like the product is belongs to this location. Same thing like here also, always product we have to specify for belongs to which location. And here also I will maintain the unit of measure conversion. I will maintain it kg. Here like same like in R3 MM03, how we are maintaining the unit of measure conversion, same thing we can maintain. Like anyway, these all the data will come by SIF only. Like no need to maintain anything manually here. And I will save this one. Like other than so many fields are there. So anyway, this we will cover into the later session. So save and again assign to the model. This is important thing. If you not assign to model, then it will not considering for the planning. If it is assigned to the model, then only it will be considered for the planning. And when you are doing the SIF, automatically it will assign to the model. No need to again manually doing. When you are creating manually some data, then only we need to manually assign. If you are doing by SIF, automatically it will assign to the active model and active version. So now my master data is there in SNP. So once we have created the master data, we will run S&P consistency check. So this is the S&P planning area, 9A S&P 02. I will run the consistency check. Oh. Actually, the time series is not created. Time series not created for this one. So we will check the storage bucket. Okay. I think the server got refreshed and everything's on. I think all the data. So this one I will change it in 2014. Save it. And I'm running the. I'm creating the time series. So for 00 version, I'm creating the time series. Initialize the planning area. Is now only for this version is there. S&P HD version is there. So we will create it to 00 version. Like that we can create a number of versions, but always one is the active version. And this releasing the forecast we can do by background job, like how we are creating the background job earlier, like activity, and we have created the background job and scheduling. We can follow that process. And another process is straight away we have the like a MC90 transaction code. There also we can release it. Anyway, both we will see, both scenarios we will see. In the releasing the background jobs, there again another extra configuration is we need to create that profile, release profile. We need to create it. We need to create the release profile, then activity, and then we need to create a job. Earlier we are creating only activity job, but for releasing and transfer, we need to create a release profile and transfer profile also. And other way, directly in the MC90, another T code, there like directly we can execute the forecast also. Anyway, both scenarios we will test it. And first we will check is there any forecast or not in our planning area. It is there, just we will check it. Our planning area is the 9A, ZAPO1. We will load the data for P1, product 1 and L1 location 1, and we will see what is the forecast is there. Product, location. So this master data should be available in S&P. So then only we are able to release the forecast. If it is not there, we cannot able to release the forecast. Yeah, you can see the forecast is there. Now, after maintaining the unit of measure, I can able to convert the unit of measure also in kg. See, earlier it is a PC. Now we can able to see the unit of measure into the kg also. Like that, if you maintain the master data unit of measure conversion, we can convert the unit of measures here. Forecast is there. So
first, like when we transfer master data from ECC to APO, like so, we can only select it whether we want it to be showed in like only for the DP areas or also S&P.
Like both we will take,
Okay.
because if you want to send the forecast from DP to ECC, so that time also the master data should be available both from R3 and APO systems.
Okay. So in real scenarios, you wouldn't have to create any of the product and location. It's already been transferred.
Yes,
So there is a DP either an SLP.
Yes. Always it will transfer from ECC to APO.
Okay. Okay.
So now, first I will show you how to release the forecast in direct T code. Then we can go to the background job. So go to the demand planning and go to the releasing and MC90 /SAP APO MC90. Release the demand plan to SNP. Release to SNP. Here you can see data source and data target. Like a source, like from where you are releasing from our planning area. So ZAPO1 source planning area. Version always 000 is the active. And which key figure you want to release it? We want to release the key figure like nothing but like a total forecast. So whatever the data in the total forecast, we want to release to SNP. And the target is in SNP, we will not specify any planning area, any key figure. We need to specify the version and the category. So for forecast category is the FA. So what is the category and why the category and everything I can show you into the SNP planning area. Like once we have released the forecast, we can see into the SNP planning area. So I will open that SNP planning area. Like interactive planning, SNP planning books we can see. This is the SNP planning book. 9A, SNP 94 and SNP 91 is the data view. So here we will have the forecast key figure. So once you release it from DP to SNP, you can able to see the forecast here. So how this is connecting, like here we are able to see the forecast, but here we are releasing to the FA category. So how these two are connected? Anyway, again I will explain you in the SNP time, but now just you can see this one. If you go to the key figure, detail level, see 9A forecast, like this is the forecast key figure. Forecast key figure is assigned to the category as a FA category. See, FA category is assigned to this forecast. So that whatever you are releasing to FA category here in SNP, so the data in interactive planning you can see into the FA category forecast key figure. Understand this link, Sandeep?
Yeah.
When you are releasing, we are not specifying any key figure. Like I am telling, like from DP, this is the key figure I have stored the forecast. But the target is SNP, so I am telling to the target as the FA category. I am not telling any key figure, but this category is assigned to the forecast key figure. So this is the reason I can able to see the data into the interactive planning into the forecast key figure in SNP. Anyway, this we will.
So do we also assign the forecast to the category?
No, for forecast always for the FA category.
Okay, so it is already like predefined.
Yeah, it is already. Yeah, it is a standard. So anyway, about these things, like we can discuss more in the SIF and SNP time. So that time it will be easy, but at least we should now understand that logic. Otherwise, we should know why it is giving the category, all those things. Like that, whatever the transaction data in SNP, always we can talk into the categories. Like a sales orders is a BM, stock is the CC, like a purchase declarations are AG, like that everything representing one category, and that category will assign to the key figure so that we can able to see the data into the key figures. But in PPDS, we don't have any key figures, these things, so we can see into the category levels in the PPDS. and here if I select the add data, so whatever the previous forecast, it will add it. If you not select this one, it will just overwrite the previous values. And from date, so we will release from the this month to end of the like this bucket. And the planning bucket profile is nothing but like a tier 32, whatever tier 30, whatever the planning buckets you have created. And the pre-split profile also we can discuss into the S&P master data. And I want to release the forecast for P1 and L1. And select the results log. And now execute it. This is like a straightforward, like a releasing. We can create a variant and we can run by this program also. Like this is the program.
So this is LC90.
Yeah, LC90. It is giving some dumb.
Oh, it's a very dumb.
Okay. Like this dump anyway. I will see. There is some way SAP note is there for this dump. I will give to our team, no problem. And just like after running this one, we can go and see the results into the S&P planning area. S&P, like in interactive planning, we can see the results here. Like if you double click and if you load the data for product, here always we have to load the data, product and location, both combination. So I will take as a product and I will take as a location. Product and location. And double click. So the results will be appear into the forecast key figure. Here it will be appear. So how it is appear? Otherwise I have the document, I will show you. Yeah. Once you have released it, you can see the results like this. After releasing that, you can see the results like this. See, it will update into the forecast key figure. And if you double click on this value, like for example 342, you can see one order, like a schedule number 111173. So this is the reason we can say S&P is the order series, DP is the time series. DP will not get like any orders, but S&P, all the transaction data, it will represent some orders. So that is the reason we can call as a order series of the S&P data. And here you can see the category FA, the forecast, what are the forecast data is representing the category FA. And the results we can call technically as a planned independent requirements. S&P results is nothing but like a planned independent requirements. Whatever the DP forecast in S&P, we can say PIR, planned independent requirements. And like that it will come as a buckets in the quantity. If you double click on the quantity, you will see the order. So this is the reason S&P is the order series.
So like when forecast comes into S&P, orders is getting generated automatically or
Yeah.
getting assigned already?
No. It will create a new order always.
Okay, replacing orders.
Yeah.
And like Kalyan, do we transfer any other data other than the forecast from DB to S&P, or is it just only forecast, right?
From demand planning to only we will release the forecast only. But R3 we have the other things also to release to S&P. But the demand planning point of view, only forecast, nothing but like a PAR, planned independent requirements only we are releasing.
Okay.
So after releasing, it will appear like this. And this is one process. And another process, we can create a profile and we can create a background jobs also. That profile, we can go to the environment and maintain the release profiles. first we need to create a release profile. APO1 forecast release. I will create a profile. Planning area APO1 key figure total forecast and version 000 and period split profile. Anyway, we will discuss this one into later. Bucket profile and the category FA. Bucket profile is nothing but like whatever we have created, that bucket time buckets. And the product characteristics is 9A matana and the location is a 9A locano. And this consumption group is for characteristics based forecast. It is not for the demand planning for S&P. Like if you want to do the characteristics based forecast planning, then only this will be useful, this strategy and the consumption group. Otherwise not required. And if you say create a new order, always it will create a new order. If you not select this option, always it will override the existing results. So I will save this.
Characteristics forecasting, where will we use it?
That is nothing but like do you know that variant configuration R3? Yeah, actually there is a variant configuration in R3. So based on that one, if you want to do the forecast, we can use this characteristics based forecast. Say for example, you can take one. Otherwise, shall I tell after this class?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. That's fine. First, I will complete this one. Then I will explain you. I will take you characteristics based forecast. What is exactly it was? And if you want, I will send one document also for you. One step-by-step document is there. I will forward the document also to you. So I will release this. I will save this release profile. Then remaining steps are like a same, like in the demand planning background job, like a first defining the activity, APO1 forecast release, APO1 forecast release, and planning book, APO1, and data view, APO1 month. And here you can see, for running the statistical forecast, we have to select this one. To run a macros in the background, we need to select this one. To release a forecast, we need to select this option. So already we have created this profile. So I will select this profile. Or you can go to the change mode and you can create here also directly. So whatever we have created, the same values will appear here. And if we execute, it will come to the action counter now. So normally directly we are creating the activity, but here we have created additionally the release profile. And if you want to transfer the forecast, then we need to create a transfer profile. Like directly here also we can create it. Like this. If you want to create a transfer profile, you can create the planning area, key figure, version, and characteristics. Same thing. Like in the S&P R3, what is the requirement type you want to create it. So just like that, we have to create the transfer profile. And I will save this activity. And for transfer to R3, we have the other settings also. So those will be covered into the shift time. Shift time I will explain you what are the steps to cover to do to release the forecast. And to R3. Yeah, to R3. APO1 release forecast release. APO1 forecast release. So we'll create a background job. So planning book, APO1, data view, month and version 000 and execute it. So activity we will select as a release forecast and the detail log, and here whatever the Like I want to release only specific one selection ID, you can take the selection ID. Several selection IDs you can take, or select all, it will take everything. And aggregated level, normally we will release the forecast only product and location level. So only we need to select these two options only. And I will save it. Then we can go to the schedule a job. I want to release immediately, so save it. And now we need to monitor the job in SM37. So it will also give dump. APO will give a start. So it will give the dump again. So anyway, this I will check it. There is a issue into the live cache, so that is the reason this got this giving the dump. This anyway I will check. But results you can see like this only. This is the way to see the results. I think it is not connecting to the live cache. Yes, yes. Directly you want to foreground, it's MC90, or background job, like same. Release profile, activity, and background job. And normally this forecast we used to release every weekly once to SNP.